Azeem, we're seeing so many cricketers putting their hands up and saying that they experienced abuse too. You clearly went through a huge ordeal yesterday, speaking so personally about that. Do you think now it seems like it was worth it?
Yeah, I do. I think the last couple of years in particular, I feel like yesterday was a start to show me that it's all been worth it, but I think that's all it is. It's very important that victims are feeling like they're going to be heard. If they're coming forward, they clearly have some sort of trust that people are going to listen to them and make changes. And I think I see that as a massive progress, that people are coming forward in their numbers.
How did you feel giving that evidence? We could see the pain that was so evident.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we weren't there yesterday. I wish we never got to this. And I tried everything to stop it getting here. But I think there was a point that it became very evident that this was the only way that ECB, the PCA and Yorkshire were going to listen. And I think a lot of things have happened in the lead up to this, but I think the threat of this yesterday was what has, and the sponsors leaving, has what sped up the process. But yeah, look, I think it's all been worth it, and for now, but it's important that moving forward this is seen as only the start as opposed to the end.
What you have said has created some career-ending moments for some individuals. Now, clearly what you suffered was appalling, but do you think the way of doing it this way is a fair process?
Well, this is, I think that's where the PCA, the ECB and Yorkshire County Cricket Club have got a lot to answer for, because I tried to deal with it in the quietest way possible. All I was wanting is some sort of acceptance and a sorry and an answer to why in certain. But Yorkshire, in trying to protect the institution, have thrown a lot of their players and past players and coaches under the bus, in my opinion. As for me, as I'm trying to make it very clear, it's never been about the individuals. And hopefully, for everyone that apologises and accepts it, I hope it's not going to be a career-ending testimony. But like I said, I think it's the wrong person to be looking at. I think they need to look at solely at Yorkshire County Cricket Club, supported by Squire Patton Boggs and that panel.
That's the legal firm that was involved in the oversight of the process, looking into your allegations. You say it's not about institutions. It has become about individuals. Which of those individuals have spoken to you since you gave evidence to MPs yesterday?
David Lloyd reached out and apologised. I told him how I felt about the stuff he said and the fact that he didn't know me. It was clear that it hadn't come from him. He'd been briefed by someone who was close to Yorkshire County Cricket Club. So it was disappointing. I told him exactly how I felt, but he apologised. I accepted his apology, and he's put a commitment there that he's going to help move this game and society in the direction that we wanted to go in.
But you've not heard from anyone else connected to Yorkshire County Cricket Club since you gave evidence yesterday?
No, I don't think any of them think they've done anything wrong. I mean, still, and it's staggering. The arrogance of these people. They're helping prove exactly what I'm saying. I mean, Mark Arthur's resignation letter, it was like a CV. I mean,
he listed all his achievements at the club without mentioning racism.
Yeah, and he talked about a 50% catering contract. I mean, read the room, mate. And it just shows exactly where these people are. They don't care.
And that's the fundamental part of how the charge of institutional racism is levied at them, because you don't see any contrition, you don't see any willingness to change. Do you think Lord Patella's the new chairman at Headingley can facilitate and make that happen?
I think he's started well, but the structures are the same. How much and how he will be able to do, only time will tell. I admire the fact that he was very honest with me. And look, he knows everyone's watching. I'm watching, and we're going to be calling it out if it doesn't change. It's pretty clear that there needs to be a total clear out. The 14 people who signed a letter to the board to discredit me because I don't share White Rose values according to them. So it's clear that it's so in the environment, so embedded in there that they still don't see what they've done wrong.
A total clear out means all of those 14 individuals having no further connection to the club and people on the board going, more people, more resignations.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in leadership can stay. I don't think you can leave one in there because that will cause him. I think more from Lord Patel than what. I mean, yeah, them 14 people. I don't think if they're coaches, players, members of the staff, whoever it is, I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be involved in an organisation that clearly has got a lot to do. Hopefully there was no players in that, but there is. If there is, I think they've got to go.
When Gary Balance put out his statement apologising and trying to set his version of what happened, he made some pretty strong accusations towards things that you had said to him that he would anticipate that you would regret. Did that happen?
Well, Gary's statement was quite weird for me because I didn't feel like there was an apology. I think some of the things that he was actually talking about were actually not correct. So there seemed to be a thing about it was all when I was younger, when 2017 pre-season tour is 4 years ago, so I think it would have been 27. So that definitely isn't true. I actually, so everyone got what I'd alleged against them and got a chance to respond. I didn't get any of that. So I don't really know what is being alleged against me. Like I said, there was a massive closing of the ranks. I think out of 29 people, 23 or something were the club employees or club individuals. And I mean, I don't even know what they've corroborated together to say that I've done. And that's where we're at with that. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed by the statements.
Cricket is a sport you clearly love and still love. But it's got a culture, hasn't it? The sledging is a big part of the game. The mickey taking, the kind of embedded, kind of male-dominated in a lot of environments, kind of bravado. Is it capable of change?
I'm not sure. I think it needs the media, the politicians, the government to push them because I think if we switch off in 3 weeks' time, I think these guys will go back to their merry way and carry on as before. I think this, and not just from a race point of view, from gender as well, and other types of discrimination. Like I said, to this point, I've not seen anything from the game or its leaders that shows me they're willing to change. Hopefully yesterday's shifted that a little bit.
The Prime Minister commended you yesterday personally for showing the bravery that you showed in coming forward. What do you make of Boris Johnson making that kind of commendation towards you?
Look, I'm really thankful to the politicians in the last few weeks. I think their intervention has made a big difference in Yorkshire being held to account, the ECB coming under pressure, and hopefully the PCA as well. I think I'd just encourage them to make sure they keep an eye on this, and cricket goes back to, well, not even goes back to, cricket becomes a game, beautiful game that it should be, that it's never been.
What is the thing that stuck with you most from yesterday? Did you go further in explaining what you'd been through than you thought?
Well, to be honest, I don't even know what I said yesterday. I went in there and I just tried to tell the truth. The moments are so raw for me that even right now I can literally feel them exact moments as I felt them then. So yeah, the one thing that surprised me after was how surprised people were. If you ask any person of colour, they'll say, I'm not surprised.